Yeah, hello everyone. I am Omega Zero, and I'm back with more Code Vein. Yeah, no, surprising. Yeah, after like a year of doing other playthroughs and all that, I decided to come back to Code Vein and finally do like the DLC and all that. But as you can see, we are not on Professor Kokonoe as we did with the previous one, since I'm on my PlayStation, and thus we are doing the PlayStation version of Code Vein. So you have the character that basically is the same, just take white and replace it with black and blue with red, and basically you have the same character. Now, here's the thing. After you have beaten the game of Code Vein, you add on like certain like the endings and all that, and on this one I have gotten the Dweller in the Dark ending, basically like the true happy ending you saw at the end of the playthrough that got me copyrighted. You want to head back to base, because if you look right here, pick this up, you get the Tower Trials. This is a new map that you get from completing the game and witnessing any of the endings. Either the heirs, the inheritor of the throne, or the Dweller in the Dark. And you could get this, like I said, by beating the game. You have these notes here for the DLCs. And we will start to show that off. And as you can see, I also have the Asclepius Vestige Part G, which you can only complete by doing all the DLCs, which is kind of annoying. But, and as you can see right here on the door, if you click on this door again after beating the game, you get to play through the story again. Except, guess what? The story is harder and it's more difficult. It's New Game Plus all over again. So, what you want to do instead of that, we are going to... I could level up, but at this point I am such a ridiculous level that it does not matter, because I'm level 171, and actually mastering any other gifts makes it incredibly difficult. And as you can see, I have another gift here called Estrella. This is what you get by doing the season pass. You have the Queen of Hades, which you could get by completing the game. You get Hades by completing the game normally, but you get the Queen blood code by completing the game and viewing the true ending where you see Io at the end. So here you want to go talk to Davis, and what you want to do is you want to head to the depths once again. And what we're going to do is that you have the Tower Trials, and these are very difficult. They're basically just enemy counters that are just like boss rushes in a sense, because you just have to fight wave after wave of enemy, and it is annoying to say the least. So do with that what you will. But it's been quite a long time since I do this, and I've just been playing it here on my PlayStation for a while now. It's just like, oh, it's a fun game. But anyways, you come here, and you're in the depths of Towers of Trials. And yes, I do have Io with me because she requested to come to the final boss. What you want to do is you want to proceed to lower level, and that opens up this little gate. This little gate will allow you to fight certain enemies over and over again. And you can just use this area to effectively grind. Is it the best area to grind? I would say that the Zero District offers more, because the enemies aren't as tough. You're not in an enclosed space, and it does not take freaking forever to get through here. So I'm going to switch out my item here for an ice buff for a fire buff, because as you can see, we see a Boreal Brute. So I'm gonna buff fire, buff my power, and jump down. And it's the Depths Trial 1 is actually not super difficult in comparison to 2 or 3. I've actually not done 3. I don't think I've even gone through 2. But since I'm such a high level, this doesn't really matter. But since you do that, go down here, and like I said, it's just wave after wave of enemy. Open up this one, and guess what? Trial of Blood. And this one's a bit more annoying because you face a bunch of these Boreal enemies. They are quite powerful, is because they just do not die. Especially one that's incredibly difficult, the one that has, like, the one we just killed on the upper floor, the one that can actually spawn ice armor. If you're wondering, like, why am I uploading this, like, in addition to Bayonetta, it's because I might be considering doing another playthrough just to show off the bad ending. Because the bad ending, oh good lord. If you want to complete this game, you have to get the bad ending, which is the heirs ending. And you have to get the, like, inheritor of the throne ending, I believe is what it's called. I'm just going to call it that. I'll probably put it somewhere saying that's not its real name, this is what the actual ending is. And the true ending actually has two variants where EO, the main character says EO, and the other one just has them moving on and not saying EO. Which I think is kind of like, if you want to say it's the true ending, is the one where he says, the character says EO. Like, hey, yo, EO. But not exactly like that, you know what I mean? Like, EO comes back somehow. And I'm recording, like this isn't all too difficult. Like, you could just chain backstabs against the enemies over and over and over. And I know this is probably loud because my mic is not super powerful. So, if the enemies are much louder, which they probably are, I might have to re-record this. But yeah, since these Boreal enemies are just weak to fire and you can just chain backstab them over and over, it's not too difficult. See? Chain backstab, and you can see I've just been doing this for the enemies over and over and over and over. And since I'm a pretty high level, I'm not max level, because getting to max level is just a freaking chore. Because the max level in this game is 300. I have 3 million haze. And then like a day I went from like level 93 to 153, and then like in the next level, it took like an hour of grinding. Anyways, if you look down there, you can see a little remnant. It is the Butterfly of Delirium. And this is what I meant when I say like this is basically just boss rush central. Anyways, you want to buff up, give yourself fire, and then yep, you have a rematch against the Butterfly of Delirium. And as a rematch, it's not too difficult. Butterfly just hits harder as usual. But since you are more powerful, this should basically be a cakewalk for you if you properly been playing like the game and all that jazz. It says, got it to fall. Even though the Butterfly of Delirium resists slash attacks, i.e. the main attack property of the one-handed sword, I do have other like properties I could use. Like I could use other blood codes. Okay, what I'm gonna do is buff fire, so that way EO can hit harder. And if you want to grind here, you probably want to use a different like. What you want to do is you want to learn the Revenant's Hunger, I believe it is, from the Coco Mercury blood code, which you can get pretty early on in the game, but you just don't receive that actual blood code ability until later. Okay. And that thing's spitting poison. Buff my stats. Like I said, this boss isn't too hard. It just has a lot more freaking HP and hits harder. Like I said, it's just a rematch. And it's not that difficult. Like, I'm just gonna keep saying this over and over. Ugh! Fucking hate. I hate this boss so much. Oh, great. And EO, heal me, please. Thank you. Jesus. This is what I meant, because since it can still poison you, it's still annoying, and it can still hurt. Oh my goodness. Okay, heal. Improved regeneration. 1, 2. Still quick, still agile, still mobile. And just because you're super high... Oh gosh, I was in the poison mist. And this thing still tries to follow me. Okay. Beep, 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 beep. God dang it, EO. God damn it. And EO, please block it. Oh, no, EO killed. There we got some old world materials, and we got 2 Mark of Honors, which Mark of Honors aren't really all that important. They just raise your companion rate which is an achievement. So if you wanted to get all the achievements, you're going to probably have to grind this over and over and defeat the bosses over and over, and that becomes more and more annoying. Anyways, fire enemy, buff with ice. You know how it is. Oh, and there goes my entire health bar. Which is dumb. Why is Zio still up there? She was. And there goes my entire health bar. Again! See what I mean? This is quite difficult. So, I guess I will cut back to when I'm actually at this again. Because despite the fact that you could be over leveled and all that, these enemies can still really freaking hurt, because technically I'm not on New Game Plus. This is still the base game, and it's annoying, as you can see at times. That I will cut back to when I get down to that Firebase. I will get my revenge on that enemy. Screw that. So I am finally back after like a few more minutes of trying to defeat this freaking butterfly, which is basically the bigger roadblock as she was when you first started this. Okay, so that happened again. Okay, so I hate this enemy because it's always difficult no matter pretty much wherever you fight it, except it's much more difficult here because it has like a crap ton of health. But I think this should kill. I'm not sure because fucking why is that oh, Jesus Christ, that lasted forever. What, did I get like another? Yeah, I got like another million in my time from being there. Anyways, get ready for another wave of enemies. Guess what? Because that's what this one is, except it's fire-based. Yep, you are dealing with now the fire-based enemies that you find in the City of Falling Flame. I mean, I guess makes sense from a more thematic point of view, because then first you had the ice enemies, and you have the fire enemies. But then it really doesn't make sense because Butterfly Delirium isn't related to the ice enemies. Nicola is. So it makes you wonder, like, why the heck didn't they just use the Nicola as a boss? Maybe because they're saving him for later? Most likely is because I don't think I have ever completed Trial 2 of the towers, because Trial 2. And I haven't even tried Trial 3 because I haven't been Trial 2. But since I've basically just gotten better at, well, using offensive gifts that aren't ///, knowing that you have to have a healthy dose of range along with your playstyle, it makes it somewhat easier to go through this. As you see, I'm also trying to aim for as many backstabs as possible, so that way I have iframes and also gain some more ichor, which is your magic if you haven't remembered. Jesus Christ, this is a lot of enemies. This is a part of the reason why this game is built for 2 and not for 1. You can go the entire game basically by yourself, but I don't think you can actually beat the trials by yourself unless you want to fully exploit iframes. Anyways, you see that we have there another returning visitor, this time being the successor of the Claw. What is it? Emily? Yeah, Emily. Anyways, I'm going to turn down the music volume a tiny bit. Going to buff up with some ice, and then we're going to challenge the Claw. Oh! And I died. I literally fell in, and I died right away. Yeah, thank you, game. But to be fair, Emily, I feel like takes a lot more damage because she just flat out doesn't resist the attacks as nearly as well as the Butterfly Delirium does. Whereas the Butterfly Delirium just resists my attacks. But since I can buff myself with ice and I have a lot of ice-based skills, Emily is actually much easier to deal with in comparison to the Butterfly. But she still hurts very, very much. I actually might consider buffing with Final Journey because I've actually come to enjoy Final Journey quite a lot. So I'm going to do that now because frickin' A. That hurt a lot more than I was thinking it would. I just noticed, like, if you also stay closer, she primarily just uses the slash attack. And if she tries to get away... Or you get hit like that for a lot of damage. Like, a lot of damage. But... back away. Back away. Ice. Oh. Oh. Fuck. Heal. And there goes the rest of my health again. Yeah, expect to die a lot in this. I'm just telling you this now. Expect to die a lot. Because these challenges are very, very difficult, as you can see. That, or you just had to resort to a different playstyle. So I will see you again when I don't die. Don't suck. We're so close. Guard. Beat this. The enemy. Yeah, you have just a tiny bit of health. You please stop. You please fuck off and die. Fuck off and die. Please. Thank you. Jesus. Good lord. There. One more marker Varners. Are we done? Please tell me we're done. No, guess what? Yes, we're done. Thank Jesus Christ. Alright. After basically defeating the successor of the Claw again, now I have a massive freaking headache. We have this. Charisma, which is better if you're playing online. Unfortunately, where is it? Yeah, here it is. Increases your partner's stats. Literally, that's it. So if you got EO, or if you got, if you're playing online with another friend, you will do that. Anyways, that completes Trial 1. Depths, Towers of Trials 1. Yay. And I forgot to grab my fucking haze. So I had to do this again. Oh boy. Hey everyone, my name is Omega Zero. I'll catch you all later.